hike today. Not really got that much experience of hiking in the mountains, to be honest. So my tactic usually is to walk for a couple of hours in one direction and then turn around and walk for a couple of hours back. So I do keep it simple. I'm actually really looking, I want to do some via ferrata in these mountains, which is basically they have ironworks that have been permanently placed into the mountainside, and they have varying degrees of difficulty. So they go from 1 to 4, with 1 being easiest, 4 being the hardest. And they take the form of, sometimes it's just a metal cable that you use as like a handrail, but you would clip onto it with a carabiner, and that goes right through to things where you've got to use crampons and full-on kind of climbing gear. So that would be well out of my range. But what I'm hoping is to find a guide that can take learners onto basic via ferrata and maybe do some of the ladders and some of the bridges, and you know, you reach summits. You can get to summits of these mountains instead of walking around the kind of perimeters of them, however high up it might be. I'm not sure, that down there could be an old sort of shepherd's hut, or it could be a war encampment. I think probably I'm leaning towards encampment, but you can actually see, like, there's 2 here, this one just here and this one over here, and they both have significant boulders that have, I can only imagine they've fallen off this crevice here at some point and absolutely obliterated those, you know, however old they are. I guess they're pretty old. Pretty cool though. Pretty cool. Onwards. You do see a lot of poo here. This looks to me like goat, because it's kind of looks a bit like sheep shit. But you get marmots and all sorts up here, so I've definitely seen some other stuff I think is marmot poo, but this, it's got to be a goat. It's got that whole makeup. Oh yeah, there you go. A little bit of poo info for you. Well, look at this, a little refuge. It looks like This one hasn't been used for quite a while. Oh, the walls are in good shape, but no roof. So, oh, and a lot of stinging nettles, so no one's been looking after the garden. Pretty cool though. Yeah. I don't know what point they decide to abandon these. I mean, the structure seems essentially fairly sound. It's just the roof. I guess, I don't know, maybe if things are falling from above, then it's time to find a new place. But I guess that this is attractive as a shelter because it's sheltered. So you've got the wall at the front blocking the wind coming towards you, and the shelter of the mountain from above and behind. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm coming up for 40 minutes into my 2 hours of heading out, and still a bit of a way to go. We're going to head for this line here. Goes all the way across under the hard rock face. You can probably, I don't know if you can see, but there is a person over there, tiny little black dot, moving around below, almost where that piece of greenery is. So we'll head over there, see how we get on. This has just escalated somewhat in difficulty. And I need to decide, am I going up? Or am I going down? And I'm also looking over here, and it's pretty black, and because I'm a seasoned mountaineer, I obviously haven't brought a waterproof with me because I don't have one. So I'm thinking, wow, I'm here now, so let's do it. I'm not going to lie, this is a bit out of my comfort zone. I'm having to like get on all fours and use hands and stuff because the rock is really loose. But I have seen other people doing it, and they're not wearing any more or carrying any more kit than I am. So I'm just going to push on because, you know, getting out of the comfort zone was what I came here for. So got to get on with it anyway. Not even sure how far up it is. It said 30 minutes, but I don't know, 30 minutes of what? You see these guys up ahead of me here that, it looks like actually there's some ropes here. So I can get on and get a bit of assistance. So I was getting up is pretty hard. I'm actually a little bit concerned about getting back down. Oh, there's even like an old staircase here that how very civilised. Oh, that's it, 4 steps. I don't know if it was more once upon a time or whether that's it. Alright, here we go. So this here, this is the Ferrata. This is what I would consider, I guess, I've never seen it before. I guess this is level 1 via Ferrata, the most basic, where you can essentially get out here without gear, but these ropes and metal guides can really help you get up. So, and I can just see up ahead of me as well, there's another kind of wooden staircase that's been put in. So let's push on. I'm not sure if I want this grab rail or whether it's better to just do what I was doing. I might be grateful for it on the way down there. we reach the magic staircase. Who the hell puts these things in? That's what I want to know. It doesn't last very long. Best if I don't look at that. So this is more of the Via Ferrata that I was talking about. I didn't expect to get on any today, but this is the iron ladders. There's only 2 here, just to hope you get up to the next section, but in some places you can traverse the whole kind of rock face that way. I really am now thinking quite hard about how far up I should go, because I do have to come back down. Have to traverse here. Oh fucking hell. I have to traverse. I want to turn around and get the view for you, but I also I'm afraid to look at it. Savage. Oh. Well, that's a little bit disconcerting, isn't it? I'll just put that there. We've reached some sort of top. I don't know what sort of top it is. Look at that. Look at it. I don't know how well you can see it, but that lovely lush green range in front of us with the zigzags on, that's where the part of the Sellaronda Mountain Bike Tour is, and I did actually ride down those a few days ago. I'll pop a link in the description to the video for that, maybe, depending on which one I post first. That's how high we are. Look, you can just see the clouds coming in and they're just misting over the top of that peak. I'm now just coming up for, I've got about half an hour until my 2 hours, so and I'm going to stick to that rule today in particular, I think, which is to walk out for 2 hours and then turn around, and I know that I've got 2 hours to get back. You know, I don't want to, I need to play it safe really, because I am on my own. I don't see very many people hiking up here on their own, but you know, there are people around, so it's not like my body would be here for weeks. I probably shouldn't joke about that really. This hike is seriously escalated for me, and I'm quite nervous about getting down, but I'm going to have to push on and enjoy it, I think, because it is incredible up here. I think the problem is I've gone. It's not really what I would normally do. It should be alright. Guys be out all the gear. I want to be over there really. A little bit more structured. It's the loose stuff that's really difficult, and I'm really paranoid about triggering like a load of rock falling on people. I'm back on this via Ferrata, down as far as the ladder and a few stairs. Some guys coming behind me, look. Full mountaineering kit, crampons, carabiners, helmets. Very sensible. Very sensible. You know, for some of this, I'm not sure whether I'd want to be clamped on or not, because you're kind of restricted then, aren't you? I guess that's why people free climb. I did it. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I made it back onto the trail. Less mountaineering, more hiking now. So here's the signpost. Gotta love these alpine signposts. I'm aiming for the Refugio Hut Custner. It says it's 30 minutes, and if it's right, actually I came down there obviously a lot quicker than it took me to get up it, so I should have time for a bit of dinner when I get there. Happy days. Got a load of shale in my shoes from coming down that climb, so I'm gonna have to take them off and empty it out. You know, I'm not a fitness guru or anything like that, but if you're young enough and able enough to come and do these things, see these things, then I would definitely suggest you do it before you can't. You know, none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. It's a gift, without wanting to get too philosophical on you. And you can do a lot worse than come somewhere like this and spend your holidays doing this. You know, it's proper soul food. There's nothing quite like it. And don't get me wrong, I like the beach and I like a bit of sunbathing and I like the sea. You know, there's room for that too. But these things, you know, these require a bit of physical capability. You know, you can lie on a sunbed when you're 60 if you're lucky enough to make it that far. You know, God willing, we all are lucky enough to make it that far and further. But for now, I'm just glad I got the stones out of my shoe. I shall finish this prophecy here because I want spaghetti bolognese from that refugio. I bet the toilet's not as good as that one in Livigno though. That's a story for another day. You can just see the refugio in the distance.